Hi, this is Johnny. I finally got everything done. A lot because I've been working on this whole day. I finally got it done, and because I was do it halfway, and when it come to controller, I just stop. So uh, after the video, there's a detailed video showing you how I put the button in, and talk about the spinner, how I put the jumper, and the volume control. The off and on is working, and the volume control is also working. And I also have on the top, I have the select and start, and I have a speaker here. I plug in both speaker, but the one that for generation 2, the stock speaker is actually better than the here. They also talk about the wood that I have to cut some more wood in the front because it's too thick. It was hitting this, and I couldn't put the joystick in because the joystick, the button, not joystick, the button was too long. It won't go in. The plate was in the way. I have to get rid of the metal plate and just plug this directly in. And I didn't use the original hole. There's only going left and right, so I drill to the area that I wanted it to be. And the most I could put is 4 button because I can't put any more 2 button here because it will hit the joystick because it's pretty, thick. And the volume control on and off does work with this video card, so stay tuned, watch the back of it. It'll tell you how I hook it up and all that stuff. So last time I did not touch that because in the past I always trying to see. In the past I just wanted to just a video card. I wasn't thinking that I use an amplifier, so I never thought that that would work. But I got a new version, a new image that I could test my. So this is straight from the box. I didn't have to configure anything. I just plug it in, change the jumper to on for Raspberry Pi, and I'm using the 8GB button masking 101 Virtual Pi 3 by Romshot. Okay, and you can find that in Arcade Punk. So let me go ahead and start this game. Oh, I forgot to configure the joystick. So I think B is the shooting. Now I didn't configure the joystick with the arcade button, but it seemed like it's working as well. Select and coin and then star and press. Let's press star, okay, and let's start the game. So my spinner is working, nice. So even with this small arcade generation 2, I was able to squeeze a spinner inside using the DAC and everything. I could have used the joystick that come with it, but I have to purchase the adapter, and I also mentioned that in the video, so I wound up did not use it. Use the controller because I don't have the micro switch. It's missing. It only have 2 micro switch going left and right, and it doesn't have 4, so I couldn't use the stick. So I have to purchase that, and I have the link where to get that. So if you want to use to me it's cheaper just go get one because you're gonna run yourself with the cable plus the 2, all that. It's gonna wind up you're gonna pay at least $15-12. So, and this is $39. You get a LED ball and light and everything. To me it is worth it. I got the 2 set one, the blue and red, and then the red one come with the red ball, and the blue one come with a blue ball. And when you focus it look pretty nice. It look like that. But when you are focusing the screen on the game, it looks so bright, but it's not that bright. And the spinner worked nicely. I used the same button that was there, and I drilled a hole. So everything work. The off and on button does work. So let me get out the game first. Oop, I just started the game. Press start and select. I don't know, the start and select is the for the track mode, because I haven't set up the control. Okay, there you go. It got off. All right, and this one is very nice. It have all the arcade game in one. So you got all this arcade game. Let me turn the sound down. It's very loud with just one speaker. The sound is very nice, very loud. Bubble, bubble 2, bubble. So I think all this is all vertical. You got Dick and Doug. There's Galaga and Galaga. And this one is very similar to Galaga 88, but they don't have Galaga 88 because when they created this image, they didn't have Galaga 88. So this one do not have Galaga 88, but this one is very close to Galaga 88. So let's try it. So the A button is this one instead of this one. That's cool. So it's very similar to Galaga 88, but it's different. But it's a good game too. Let's see if we could focus on the screen. Got reflect light in the back. It's too bright. Yeah, I need to configure my direction. It's going to the wrong direction. My game. Alright, let's get out of the game. So there you have it, and so it's real cool to buy the video card. So I'll put that in the description that you could get the video card. But this image is very nice, very well done, and it's by Romshot. So it's in Arcade Punk. You could get that. And you got a ton of game you could play, vertical game. So this is a good setup to have. And I bought this Galaga, first time I bought it was $9.99, then it went down to $129. So, and now it's $49. So I went and got me another one, and this one is the one I modded. So I have two of this. And I haven't done the marquee light yet, which I got to a point I'm tired. And then other people is asking me about the Neo Geo arcade stick, but this is very nice. I put the light in. The only thing I need to do is put a new picture on top, and that's it. And because the writing is not correct, like often. Let me go ahead and show you, demonstrate the off button. So my off button is actually on button, so I don't know if that could be changed or not. I wonder if this one have a auto shutdown setup. Maybe this one don't have that. The other one does have auto shutdown. The first one, the image I was giving, the one is I think it was a 16 gig image by Snooty and Husty. That one have built-in shutdown in it. This one I don't think is set up to do shutdown. Yeah, it's not set up to do shutdown, even though it's plugged in correctly, but it's not doing shutdown. But yeah, go ahead and watch the back of the video. There's only one direction you have to plug in. It took me a while to figure out which direction to plug into port pin 5, pin 6. As long as you use the same Raspberry Pi, you should be able to get this working. The script is the same script. A lot of images have that built in. You just go to option and select that image. But this is a track mode, so the button is just a little bit different. So I need to plug in a keyboard and reset the button correctly, so that way the button will be more familiar to me and the direction will be correct. Oh, you had that one too. That's one of my favorite games. Alright, so it's a good image, and the spinner does work. So if you want to add a spinner, it's possible, and the video show you how I did it. And it's not crowded, it's perfect. I use the same station. The only thing is they have a little hole here instead. But if you put a new artwork on it, it will cover it up where you won't see this. But it's just a line going like this, which is not too bad. And I use this for a speaker hole. You could use it for something else. And I use a small button. Now, warning about small button. The reason it worked before in the past with the big arcade, because I put those buttons right here, and they have a big enough hole for me to screw the bottoms to hold this. I couldn't do it on this, so I had to hot glue it on the plexiglass, or the plastic cover that protect the artwork. I have to hot glue it on this because I can't hot glue it from the bottom, because then I cannot change the artwork. I can't take the play out, you know, because it's hot glue, and then the whole thing won't be able to come off. So I only hot glue to the plastic cover, and then when I take it out, I just take this out, take this out. I could take and then put a new artwork on it, and then put everything back on. So yeah, the only thing is the off is on is off. But if you have to have an image that support this, otherwise it won't. I mean, support the GPIN. So the GPIN, it comes with Raspberry Pi images, and it works, so you could just use that. Okay, so make sure you plug there's two red cable. Make sure you plug the silver part in the opposite direction, then it should work. But the volume control, it does work very nicely. So I really like this new video card that come with the arcade. Now they say it will work for Gen 1 and Gen 2, so all CounterCade. So you could plug it into all CounterCade, and then it also support. They have a different plug for different version, so it worked nicely. Alright, that's my quick review on this. But if you watch the whole thing, it's going to be probably an hour video. But it's a video that is good, educational to learn, to see what I did, what I go through. And if you're interested in doing what I did, and that's what you have to go through. You will have to cut this wood, make it thinner, so when you put the joystick in, it won't hit the wood. Okay, then here you have to bend the speaker a little bit so that when you put it in, you won't hit the speaker plate. Okay, and then that's pretty much it. But then yeah, be careful not to accidentally drill too much, where I did, and the piece of wood came off from the front. So I'm gonna put a sticker here at the bottom, so you won't able to see, you won't even notice this is there. I'm gonna put one of this picture down here, because the big the riser, they have this, so I'm gonna put that right down here at the bottom, so we'll cover that little piece of a loss. It's just a piece of a black thing just came out because I drilled too close to the wood. I think my plate, I was cutting straight like a sandwich, but then I think the plate was kind of bent, so it was cutting downward instead of cutting straight. So when it cut downward, it hit the hole, and it created that problem. Alright, hopefully this helped, and I just wanted to do an update on part 2 to let you see that this button does work. And so you're not just getting the sound, you also get a power control and a volume control that come with this video card. So that's pretty awesome. Alright, later you guys. Hi, This is Johnny. This is part 2. I'm going to try to use everything stock firmware, meaning that I want to see if I could open this up and put something with an A-way joystick, so we can make this an A-way instead of only 2-way, because this is Galaga. It's only going left and right. So I want to see if I add in this, will it let me go up and down as well. Well, I mean all A direction. And then I was bring by text by Agent Smith from YouTube that reminding me because I forgot to read the instruction, but there wasn't any instruction. So you have to go to the website and look at that screenshot that I was showing you, and that screenshot actually show that this is actually plugged into a stock firmware, the speaker. So the speaker is back here. I mean in the front, right here. This is a speaker, and if you plug this directly, that's why the plug is so big. They have two. They have two. So you plug this one in, and it will snap right on it perfectly. Okay. And then this other one, I think this one do not get used, but this other two are actually for the power and the value. So we're gonna go ahead and open this up. Okay. And we are going to plug this. This is going to be unplugged. I'm going to use a different connector and plug it in so we could use it for Raspberry Pi. Okay, because this is a different connection than Raspberry Pi. And then this is the joystick. So I guess in order to use this, I will have to plug in a different end to make, actually they solder this. So we're going to see what we could do with this one. We probably just go ahead and replace this. So this too is actually supposed to be for the speaker, and so turn out, okay, I was wrong. Those two are not getting used, but this one is. So you're supposed to be able to just plug this in directly like this, and the value control and the power will work directly from those two on top, which is nice. But then there's another one that's supposed to deal with GPI pin on the Raspberry Pi, allow you to do shutdown. Now, without doing any modification on the download, this download that I download straight from the download site, it support the shut off and shut down button. Only thing I did was plug it in, and let me bring this up close to you. Only thing I did was that I plugged a 5 and a 6, and then the back is the, so let me count this, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 5 6, and then 7 is the power, because I wanted to have the LED light. Okay, so, and then you have since you have power, you have to have a ground. So that's what this is using. So I'm using the last pin. Okay, so the last pin is the ground for my light, because if you have a power, you have to have a ground. So that's why this thing will light up. Now, if you want to use, I mean, you might as well use all the feature that come with that video card. So it does support those two pin. That's what that 2 pin is for. So I'm going to unplug my 5 and 6, which is blue. 5 is my blue, 6 is my green, and then my light would be the 8, and then this last one is, I believe, yeah, it's 3940. Okay, so I'm going to unplug those, and I'm going to use the one that came with that system over there, the video card. The video card support is supposed to support it, and I went and taxed the people that actually advertised that it's supported, but nobody had tested yet. so we are going to test it. And so if you download that same virtual 16 gig that I suggest on the Arcade Punk from the video 1, you should automatically plug it in. It should work. But now the question is which direction, because we're going to try both directions, and then we could figure out which one is the correct direction. So we're going to zoom in and we're going to look at the pin. So right now the pin is shiny right now. I'm going to face this direction. So we're going to try like this. If it doesn't work, then we're going to flip it and put it this way. Okay, so we're going to plug this directly to here, and that's where it go to the 5 and 6. Now the camera can zoom in, but that is the 5 and 6. So the shiny part now is facing this way, and I plug it in. Okay, 5 and 6. So let me pull it out again. The shiny part, can y'all see that? Yeah, the shiny part is facing this way, and I'm plugging directly 5 and 6. Okay. Now since this is a Raspberry Pi 3 Plus, you don't really need the tower fan. You just use a regular fan, and the copper on top of the processor, you should be good. But I like this because it really cool everything down. I don't have to worry about any issue overheating when I plug extra stuff to it. Now this one actually came with a power. It actually came with a connection, so I'm not going to use this power that I plug in. I'm going to use the cable that come with it. Okay, and based on this cable that come with it, so I went and unplugged the power because I plugged it directly. So based on this video, you should able to plug this directly to Raspberry Pi and get the power from the Raspberry Pi without have to plug the extra cable on the side. So we're going to go ahead and plug this. Now since I have this with the extra the tower cooling, so it shouldn't be overheat by me adding this to it. Okay, so that will give it the power from the Raspberry Pi, and that will be the shutdown. So the power on value should be working, and then those buttons we haven't set it up yet, so we'll have to pop those out, pop this out, replace those, and then I will have to re-drill the hole for the button to give it at least a 3 button so that it will work. 1, 2, 3. Probably have space to put another one. So I will have to put 3 buttons here, but I'm not sure it's going to be big enough space to. One for sure could fit here. So I might have to use this 3 button, but then I need a select and stop. So I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. See what is the best way to go about this, or maybe put another button here to make those 3 buttons close by, and then start and select. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. We're going to go ahead and test those connections first, see if those work, and if it work, then we are going to move forward replacing this, then those. Okay, they glued this using the hot glue, because when I was taking the screw out, I could feel the sticky string on it, the glue. So using the hot glue, they didn't use a permanent glue. So you just heat it up with the blow dryer and let it blow for like, less than a minute, like a half a minute. Try to half a minute total on both sides, go boo, blow dry. Then use a flat screwdriver and just go in and apply on the corner, because you don't want to break this, so you want to click close to it because you can't get under here. So you just, so now because of the heat gun, I mean not the heat gun. If you have a heat gun, it'd be better. But I just have a blow dryer. I don't have a heat gun. So just go around it. You don't want to damage the wood either. And try to just push it in. See, they already have some piece of hot glue on there. Now, before you could take this out, you need to take the little ball, the little thing right here off first. Otherwise, it won't pull out. So just hold this like this, and then you just turn it. Okay. So once the ball is turning, you could, turn the ball out. We're still going to look inside after we take this out to see if we could change the okay. So take this out. Now this one is a very short, and I prefer having a short one, but I'm planning on replacing it with the one with the light up joystick. So I might not. But yes, if you plan to use it, you could take this little stick out and use it for other project, because the stick is shorter, not like the other one's long. If you prefer a shorter stick. All right, so it's taken out. So now we're gonna put the new one in. And since I'm going to change it to a light, I will also need to remove those as well. So only one I'm keeping is this one for the using the video card, see if it actually work. Okay, let's go over this a little bit. It turned out that you could add this A-way to this, so that way it won't be moving around like crazy. At least you have the now based on this supposed to sit right on top of this this thing right here. Let me take this off real quick. Now this Phillips screw is so kind of awkward. I had to use a flathead small one to take it out. Now our video I did it a little bit slow. I don't know you guys did catch that, but in order to take this out, you have to apply it to the sides using the flat screw. Sorry, and then push it up a little bit, and then push it up both forward, and then this will lift up just like that. Okay, now here's the thing. I don't know if you want to go through all that trouble, because it's gonna run you half of the price if you keep this, but it's still gonna run you half of the price to make this work. They're missing two of this. Now you will have to do Google search and find the exact same size, because this is a little bit smaller than the normal size. Okay, so for it to go click 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 click, you're missing two pieces right here. Okay, and the way they drill the hole is not real the correct, because if you was to take this, there's the guy that snap onto it. So based on this, if I snap onto it, it snaps just right. Okay, but in order to hold it down, the way they drill the hole, you will have to drill this hole. This hole is not drilled. This hole is, there's a hole, but it is, see, is a pointing out. It's not really a hole. So you have to drill that tiny hole. Then that little hole will match up with this hole. This hole is exactly perfect match up, but that's not a hole there. So you will have to drill the hole, because the original hole is here. So either way, you you could either drill the hole on this, would be easier, or drill the hole directly on this, which is a little bit harder because there's a level up, so you might damage this board. So it'd be easier just drill the hole here and drill the hole here, and that's only 2 that you need, just 2 to hold this. Okay, then your joystick will work. Now here's the other thing, you have to unsolder this and remove all the solder, then you could slide on to the regular cable that go in there. Okay, and then same with this, and then you have to get the 0 something, the controller board that support 4-way plug. Then you could reuse this, so you could make this a 4-way joystick, I mean 8-way joystick, by buying this, which is roughly about $8 or $9. Okay, I got the one, I think is the one that people recommend, and then you have to buy this and this, so you're looking around maybe $15, and that's the half price of getting the whole set with a light up LED button and joystick, which is $39. You could get it from Amazon, so you could buy that instead of trying to update this. But if you don't want to throw this to the side, collect dust, and you want to use this, which probably I would go buy one of this and drill the hole so I could screw this in, and that's pretty much it. Then you just put it back on, and then the joystick will work with the A button. Okay, then it will click every direction because you need that other 2. The other 2 is, let me think about this. You actually probably don't need it because this is just a clicking, and the connection is actually right here. So you don't need, well, see, they put one, oh, this is 2-way. So you need to add, you need to add 2 more cable here. So total of 4 cable. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you do need to buy 2 or more of this and 2 more cable to plug it in. Okay, then you will get 8 ways. Yeah, right now it's only 2 because there's 2 cable, 2-way. So you need to buy 2 more to make that happen. And then you could do that. So this could be modded as a 8-way joystick. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and look into that a little bit more, see if I could find this and then make this a 8-way. So if I could, then we could, instead of this being trash, not totally trash, I never throw things away, I collect a lot of junk, but could be used for future, for a little modded arcade stick, because not all the arcade stick want, and it's not that, you know, it's pretty thin, so it's a good small joystick. Not really small compared to you know, they're pretty much about the same. Yeah, they're pretty much about the same height. Come think about it, see, yeah, the height is about the same. Yeah, this one is pretty cool. This is a 8-way and light up LED joystick. All right, so let's continue with the button. We're gonna try to see we could reuse all of them, reuse everything, and see if we could continue with this. Now, if you mod it with the Pac-Man, they are 4-way only. So only thing you have to do is just replace that with this. They'll become 8-way. That's it. But this one, you will have to draw the hole here, and then remove those, and add 2 more, and then plug the 2 cable in. Then we will make it work. So I probably will do that. Okay, I'm going to replace it with same one. Now I did find the MicroSwitch for the one for arcade, and it won't be here until Saturday, so I want to put it on the description. and I'll probably do a video part 3. This is part 2 video to continue with the video card, plugging this, plugging that, make sure everything works, and shutdown button. So today we're going over the on and off button and shutdown button from the video card that support that. So we're going to add those in. Now the joystick, same one, this is the same one joystick, as you can see. Okay, but the problem I'm having is that if I put it this way, the button does line up, those two, and then this one, but some reason this one is not. So they kind of like a little bit tilted like this to make all the connection work. I mean, all the original hole work. But the problem is, if I remember correctly, the joystick need to be, I believe this is facing this way, for this to be up, down, left, and right, because there's certain direction you have to put it to, because you could always, with Raspberry Pi, you could always say, okay, I want this to be the way up, this to be down. But it's best to use the default setting, because some of the trackball or whatever, with this version probably not, but if you want to put trackball, spinner, and a more advanced image, which I will do in the later on video, where I want the monitor to be able to switch from horizontal to vertical and vertical to horizontal, and I will do that using the stock screen and the stock wood and everything. So I will do a separate video on that one. But this one is to try to put a joystick in here. Now to put the joystick in here, I will prefer to have it like this. But here's another problem: you have to drill a new hole because they did not drill the hole so you could go in every direction. So you will have to re-drill the hole, and then you could. But in a way, it would be good, because once I put it like this and I drill the hole maybe further down, then I could put it like this, and then I could add another button right here. So it would be like 1, 2, 3 button, and then the joystick. Okay, but so that means I will have to put this down and then drill the hole more further across to have that. Now I was thinking about reprint this image and take this out, take that out, either take those out or put it in with the picture, and then relabel those. Those will keep the same, but then relabel those. And I want to see if I could put a spinner. No, a spinner will not fit. The spinner will not fit. So I need to think about how am I going to do this, and then but definitely I need to re-drill the hole for this. I'm going to drill it with the plastic, so that way the hole will be exactly the same, and then I could put the trackball in. This will actually cover it. So if you drill the hole further this way, like let's just say right here, it still will cover that. It will still cover the, see, if you drill the hole close to this side, you still could cover that wide range hole right there. So it should be okay. The only thing is that this picture is kind of off, so I will have to reprint it, move this over, actually I'll probably delete this, either delete it or create a new one where I have 1, 2, 3, 4 error instead of 2 error, and then remove this, remove the name, and make it to, like, you know, with the number correctly. So I'll have to redo the art. So this project is going to be a little bit longer than I expected, because that's the reason I never did it, is because I have to figure out how to mod this. But we're going to put the joystick in, test the button, and test the on and off button. I probably will drill 2 small hole here and add the 2 small button on it, which would be this kind of button, because they are very small and they work. And you don't really press those buttons only if you don't really, I got different color. The only one you only need to press is you only need to press it once and twice to start a game. You're not going to be constantly pushing it. I was going to use this to build a joystick, but then I didn't like the way it feels. It doesn't have the feel like a real arcade button. It doesn't have the clicking, and it doesn't have that feel that I want the way it feel. But it will do the trick. It's just a button that have connection that you could just put it right here, and it will fit just perfectly right there on the top, right in the corner. So I could drill those 2 holes, put it right there, and that would give me the start and select. And then now I have an extra space. I could put another button, so I could have 1, 2, and maybe 3. So 1, 2, 3 button right here. And then maybe I could add something over here. So 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure if I have space to put the spinner in a little tiny trackball that I bought. So we're gonna see. It's gonna be a long project, so I'm gonna try to do that. Okay, so this is the decision I making. What I'm gonna do is drill the hole for the joystick a little bit over instead of using that. But once I put a new cover on top, you won't see the hole. So, which will be fine, because the only thing is holding it up is this thing that screw onto the back. And so the extra hole, if you have the new artwork thick enough put on top, you won't see it. So that'll be good. So I'm gonna put a spinner over here, Glenn's spinner, and also the speaker. Okay, so I'm gonna, because there's a hole there and I'm not using it for a button because it doesn't make sense to have a button that far away. But I will have 1, 2, 3, 4 joystick that I measure by putting the, you know, the thing on it, you know. So it will have 4 button, and I'm going to use the LED light up button, and same thing with the joystick. But I'm going to take the back of it. Where's my joystick? I will be taking the back of this metal off, and since I am screwing on from the back, I'm not going to be using the plate, you know, the plate. So I'm going to do is use the drill it here and here, because if you put the plate on it, it's too big, it will hit that plastic. So I'm going to take the plate out and just use the plastic and just drill, you know, screw onto it to hold it. Okay, so that's the game plan, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get the drill bit and everything ready, drill the hole, and so I'm going to drill the hole first, and that will give me some kind of guideline. And then I'm going to use this kind of drill bit, because it already have a hole already, so you don't want to use the cup driller, you know, the little cup holder. So I'm going to go from a small hole and increase it bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, so I'll be using some of the smaller one. Oh, I need to have a start and select button here that I haven't I haven't drawn the measurement yet. So I will put a start and select right on top, and then joystick will be here, and then the spinner, and then the speaker, and then the four thing. So, and this is the Glenn's spinner. The way you could tell, because it came with a Glenn's instruction, and it has Glenn Retro Show. So this spinner will be on top of this Galaga, and I will be trying to install as well templates on it, so that way. And my quick information is when you drill a hole right through, you want, when you finalize it, the hole, you need to drill the other side from the other side as well, because otherwise you will damage the wood. It will chip off, and the other side will get chipped off. So you want to drill halfway through and then flip it and drill the other side. Okay, and it's a good idea to put a piece of cloth on top so that it won't make any mess. so it's easier for you because there's a speaker down here, and I didn't feel like taking it out, so I put a neck in here. That way, when I drill, when I make a mess, I could just pick up the tissue and then just and then make sure this, I'm not drilling this wire by accident. Okay, so there's nothing there, just have to be careful not to drill and hit something down there. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna start with this one, and then I'm gonna fast forward gonna take this one out, take that out. All right, so I'm gonna drill the main hole first. The reason I put it on top so that way it won't move. You know what? I'm thinking that maybe it's a good idea for me to put the plastic on top as well. So when I drill, I also will drill the plastic. And that way I don't have to drill. The plastic will be ready for me to drill. So let me go ahead and put this in the fast forward. It's just a quick information. This joystick that I put here, it was good spacing, but the problem was this thing is slanted 45 degrees. Okay, so the joystick is hitting the wood. So I had to take it out and cut a square box. But then I think when I hold it the level, I didn't hold it straight. I think maybe the metal was kind of slanted. So when I cut it, I made a boo-boo right here. So, but it's down, facing down, so you can't really see. Probably put a black tape or something. Either that or maybe cut a hole and put something on front of it, make it look better. But I have to take the speaker out in order to cut close, right next to the speaker hole. And to take this out, you have to take all the screw pretty much out, especially the bottom. The top I loose up the bottom. I took 3 screw out, and then I loose the top up, so that way I could pull this out. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it back and show you how I put it in. Okay, so you have to have two pieces of wood. So this project turned out to be almost a whole day project. So you have to put 2 pieces of wood at the very bottom. Now I can't find the other one. And then you pull, you push it in. So let me fast forward this, and then we could put this together and check it out. I have to put the hot glue on top of the plastic cover because the width, the length of the joystick is not long enough. So I won't be able to put the stuff on it. So I have to put the hot glue on top on the plastic because I'm going to change the artwork at the bottom. I mean the same one, but just the same one, but I don't. So that way I could lift this up and put it down without issue. I'm trying to do this quick because I have other stuff that I'm doing too. Okay. So that way when I put it on, I don't there'll be a problem if I put this, if I glue this underneath here. If I glue it underneath here, then I won't be able to, you know, take it out. So all right, so it sit there, and that's pretty much it for those two buttons. So because what happened is if I don't, it won't bolt. I cannot screw the stuff on it. It's too thick. All right. Okay, based on the Glenn's track spinner, keep on calling it trackball spinner, by default it's supposed to be off, so we want it on because we're using it for Raspberry Pi. So all 3 of them have to be on for the Raspberry Pi. So you bring it up close, so as you can see, it is on and it's all pushed up. Okay, so I'm gonna fast forward and we're gonna drill some hole and then put this in place and then put the rest of the button. Okay, we do in the back of I plug the power in so that way I could test it, make sure the light work before I start doing all of them. So this is the first one would be K1, so it'll be A, B, and then X, Y. So I'm going to plug this one in, and apparently there's no light. So that means that maybe the yellow need to go at the bottom and the red need to go on top. So let's try this. Let's go ahead and unplug the power to be safe. Let's do another one. Okay, so let's put the yellow at the bottom now instead of on top. And then put the red on top instead. And ground with ground. Can't find my instruction. That's the reason I'm doing like this. Where is my instruction? Alright, we'll figure this out pretty quick. If that do not work, that means I have to flip the direction. Alright, let's try it. Oh, you know what? I can't tell if it's facing the wrong direction. There's no light. Okay. This is supposed to be for the joystick. Should be on the top. And this one should be the light. So any of the power, so we're going to put it right next to the one next to it. There you go. There's the ball, but this one is not correct. So okay, so now that the yellow had to be on the left and the red need to be on the bottom. So that I was doing that, I was not doing it correctly. So here's the picture. And so the yellow need to be on the left, need to be on the top, and on top of the box, the gray box, and the red one is below the gray box, so it's the red and black. So yellow and black is the controller, and I think the red is the red and black is for the light. So let me make sure. Let me plug the red at the bottom. Let me do the black first. Okay, do the black ground. Oh, it doesn't matter because I haven't plugged it in yet. And the red go on the bottom. I think those two are for the light. And the yellow and the black is for the controller. So let's plug this in, make sure, because I have two buttons up here that only use two buttons, doesn't have light. So I need to make sure that's correct. The star and select, yeah. So the red and black is for the power only. So if I want to connect those two, I would have to use yellow and black only. So I will use this. I'll use the yellow and black on those connections right here. And yellow and black, I don't think it matters which one you plug in first. So yellow and black. So those two, I'm sorry, okay, it's a yellow and black and plug in red. Yellow and black. Okay. And then I'll just plug this directly in, and I probably will, you know, tape this like that so they won't touch each other, create a problem. So I'll use those two. And then I'll just plug that in, and then that will be the select and start. So only yellow and black that I'm using. So that one's light up, and I just need to finish this yellow. So this will be yellow on top, on the left side, and then the black. So on top of the box right there, you want to put yellow and black, and then red below it, and then black. So this one is lit up already. So I just need to plug this to, this would be A, B. So K1 would be considered as A, B, and then X, Y. Then L1, L2 we don't have. And then we'll skip L1, R1 we don't have. L2, R2 we don't have. And select and start is those two that we're going to be using. Okay. So I'm going to plug the second one in now. And it should light up. There you go. So let's flip it around, check it out. So that's the light, and that's the two button. So it actually is pretty good. And now I just need to put a speaker here. The spinner is doing good, and I'm gonna plug this to. The whole purpose we're testing this is to test the power on and the volume control with the video. And by plugging that special cable, we should be able to, when we shut it off, we should shut Raspberry Pi down as well, and then turn it on same time. Off. And turn it on, it should turn the Raspberry Pi on too. So let's finish putting this on, and then we're gonna test that. Alright, now we're ready to plug everything in. I just realized I forgot one cable. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I forgot the cable for the trackball, because it doesn't come with a micro USB to USB. So this is the cable that is the controller. I forgot to plug it in when I close it. So let's see. Controller is nicely sit underneath there. So I just need to reach this back here and plug that in. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and plug everything together. This is for a trackball, which we will have to put a different image to test that out. And we're just gonna plug it straight in. And then we are going to plug the monitor directly in here. See if Raspberry Pi will give the monitor power enough to run it or not. We're not sure. So they're all 2.0 on the Pi 3, so it doesn't matter where you plug it. And then the controller, we're going to go ahead and plug on the top for the controller. There's only one controller, so it doesn't matter. And now here come the things is we do not know which direction to plug this in. Okay, so If it doesn't work, we will have to swap it to the other direction. But we plug this into a 5 and 6 on the Raspberry Pi. In the beginning of the video, we talk about it. So we're going to just go ahead and face this silver direction in the front and plug it directly to 5 and 6. If it doesn't work, we're going to flip it, okay? And that should turn it on and off. And then this, we have one of this cable that is for, both of this is for the speaker, okay? So we're going to plug that to the speaker. Grab the speaker. Right now the speaker is sitting right underneath the controller. Let me pull that around so that won't be the case. Okay, this is a stock speaker, meaning that it comes with Raspberry Pi speaker in the front. That one right there, that big speaker. Now accidentally, when I was drilling a hole, I drilled on top of the magnet, so I don't know if that is going to affect anything. Hopefully it didn't damage it. But this is the speaker. It's only one. This one is too big. Well, one of them is too big, one of them is just right. I think this one, yeah, this one should be it. Okay, so that is to the speaker. Now I have a second speaker that I put on top that we're going to plug that in, and then this one is the one that's controlling the Raspberry Pi off and on. Okay, so once everything's good, we're just going to put this one in here. So we're going to plug this one in as well. This one should shut down and also control the value control off and on. This is the only two that, based on the picture, is not being used. Okay, and here is the other speaker. Now they are saying that it's actually it's not made for like stereo, like it's made for, one is for stock speaker and one is for the other version. One is version 2, Gen 2, Gen 1. They call it version 2, version 1. But I find out that you plug the speaker in, it will work too. So we're gonna go and find my speaker cable. It's in here. Alright. And I put a extension cable, so make it both long enough. So we're just gonna plug the blue with white showing positive and gray with purple is darker color. So we just plug that in to the top speaker in the front. When we turn them on, you will see it. Alright, so we're gonna put this inside. Okay, eventually we're going to screw it down, secure it down, so it won't be so messy. And what is this cable? Oh, forgot to plug the HDMI. Okay, so we're going to plug HDMI back here, and we should make this cable shorter. We should tie wrap it before I plug it in. So let's do that. This is the HDMI cable. You know, cable now it looks so color. My English is not that great. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put this together, make it a little bit shorter so it won't be that long, kind of go. But then we're just gonna tie wrap this so we don't have this. Now I'll be very happy if that power shutdown and the volume control. Now I know volume control will work, but I didn't know you don't have to use this. You could use the volume control in the front. They made it where it will work. Hey, that's nice. Put all that hanging there. I just hang the trackball on top so that way it won't be in my way. And then we're just going to put all this to the side. Probably need another tape, huh? What do you think? Where's my another black tape? Every time looking for something, I can't find it. Right now the room is so messy because I'm doing this. I need to start cleaning up, and then go back and work on the Neo Geo arcade stick. I got it all done converting, but people are still not able to do it by themselves add-on, because unless you play with it a lot like I do, it's hard to know what to do. So I understand. So I probably will go ahead and create it. Let's see if I could go underneath of it and then plug it in. What do you think? Okay. Now it's kind of sticking up because of this cable. I don't like this cable being so short. Maybe I should make it longer by adding an extension cable that I always do. I had to go get one. Yeah, I like to make that cable longer so it won't be, I could, go around it. Not. Alright, but we're going to test that, see if that's the right direction. If not, we're going to switch it. And so we're going to turn this around, power it on. We're going to test the volume control, the shutdown control, and see if it works. Whoa. That is very loud. Yeah, somebody told me that if you change to a stock frame wheel, it's very loud. This speaker. Alright, volume control work. So you can control, I know it's upside down, but because we told it to be upside down. Yeah, that's cool. So we have a speaker. We have a speaker here, and we have a speaker up here. So if you look straight at it, we have a speaker right there too. See, right in the hole. It used to be a player one control button, and now the star select is on the left. And there's my arcade. Now let's go ahead and power it off. See if it will power off. It's actually off. So I don't think it's working. I mean, they say that if you already have a button set up to power off, power on, that should do the trick. So that means that we need to switch the cable. All right. So let's turn it off. Normally you don't supposed to shut it off like that, but it's an image that if it's damaged I could reburn it. It's no big deal. Okay, so instead of having silver, we're gonna face the opposite direction. All right, let's see how true this is. It would be so cool if it's true. I will have to go buy another one when they come out. It's out of stock right now, but yeah, if this is working, I don't mind using this video call because that's awesome. Now I'm not crazy about the screen because just FYI, last time I recorded, but some reason I didn't got recorded, so that we recorded, and then I forgot to mention that the screen is also, the video card is great, but the video card cannot correct the screen problem. That's what I'm trying to say. Because it's a TFF. A TFF is a TFF. You cannot, try to make it better if a screen do not support, Okay. It's still power on. Let's leave it on then. So I'm not sure the power on and off is working. So it's pretty cool. I have another color. I bought 2 joysticks with 2 light up and 10 buttons. I only use 4 buttons. But the volume control, it does work, so that's very nice. You don't have to reach back there to turn the volume up and up. That is a very big plus. Okay, that's something that Now, if you look at sideways, you still have the same issue. Let me mention that real quick because I don't want people to think that, Johnny, your screen looks so pretty. What'd you do to it? I really didn't do anything. It just, I'm looking straight at it. That's the reason it looked good. But if you look at sideways, now if I'm thinking about the screen, see now it's better. The screen is almost perfect square. Not this screen, but the plastic, the plastic plate. Plastic. It's not really plexiglass, okay? Everybody says plexiglass, and originally it was, but this is just a plastic glass. So if you clean it, if you accidentally scratch it, it will make it worse. So you have to be careful. There's no dust on it before you start cleaning. Anyway, it's a perfect from this direction to this direction. So my goal, my next update is trying to make this well. I'm going to set it up where it will rotate based on the game. So if a game made to be vertical, it's going to be vertical. If a game is going to be horizontal, it's going to be horizontal. Right now, everything is forced to be vertical on this download. This is a vertical, so all the game is vertical, and the screen is made vertical. But I want to do is able to take it, swap it around, tape it, swap it around, and the horizontal game will play beautifully on all directions because we will never look from the bottom. But since this was meant to be a horizontal screen, they tilted to a vertical, so this side no good. Okay, and let's see my A button. I have not configured my button yet, so but my A button still is an A button, so that's good. And let's see if my select, oh yep, this is my select. So let's press B. Somehow my B is tight because I think it's hitting the wood, so the button there is tight, and those two okay. All right, so my button down is down, up is up, so I got it correctly. And so I'm gonna press A again, and I'm gonna press A, and once the game started, I could press the select and start, see if it worked. So even though this was configured with Xbox, I haven't reconfigured it, but it's working with the joystick, so that's pretty cool. But one thing is, there's no game that used this trackball spinner, so I need to download a spinner, see if I could test it. All right, so credit, yep, that's credit 1, credit 2, and star. Star is my star is the red button on top. My sound is too low. Okay. Oh, this button needs to be fixed. Oh, see my left, my right. See, it's not in the right direction. My left is left, my right is not. See my left, see the button is not, so my joystick is not set up correctly. It needs to be flipped around. Because, see my right is going left, my left is going right. I prefer to set it up where it doesn't matter what joystick I plug in, it will work in the right direction. But right now it's in the wrong direction, so that will create a problem. Okay, so I need to flip the joystick around, and I need to fix the. Now my problem is this button here are hitting the bottom. Okay, and so I have to cut it, but then I cut a hole at the bottom. So if you check it, there's a little hole right here, not hole, but just a wood got torn out. So what I'm going to do is print out this picture and put it down here. That's what normally the full arcade have, is have that Galaga spaceship down here. So I'm going to put that over here, and that should cover the hole. but overall it looked pretty good. It turned okay. The off and on button does work, and it comes down to the conclusion is that the silver part have to be facing backward. Okay. The button, the way they cable it probably is not cabled correctly when they make this, but my off button is on and my on button is off, but it does work. Okay, so I plug in the extension cable because it was not that long, because I taped it on the side, and so I labeled this one where 5 is on this side and 6 here. 6 is on this side. So this is the front view. Got an F in front of it. I had to cross it out because my button was not correct, so I thought by flipping it, it will. You cannot make the button by flipping it. It will not work unless you go into the program and edit the shutdown button and change the number maybe. But by default, that's supposed to be correct. So you shouldn't have to change it. Maybe with this cable, they could reverse it. And I'm not good at doing this kind of cable, so I'm not going to try to reverse this. But I think if you reverse it, then the 5 and 6, no, that's still, no. I don't think you could reverse it. I think that's the way it is. Okay, so let's trace this down. The 6 would be the white. So make sure my 6 is on the white, because I just changed it, so let me change it around. And make sure you plug into a 5 and 6, not what I did before, which I plug in the 7 and 7 and 8 on the first time. Okay. So if you count the first one that is plugged in for the fan, this is the power. So it'll be 2, 4, 6. Okay. So the 6 is the white one, and the 5 is the gray one. So going back to this, this cable is in the way. Okay. So my 6 is the white and 5 is the gray. So that's correct. So 5 is the gray. Alright. So now my shutdown should work. But the only problem is that I have is my button is not in the right direction. It worked, but it's not in the right direction. So I don't know if I could label it a little bit different on my side, so that way it will work. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the power on. So my off, it will become on, and my on will become off. Now, the screen after you change it, still will, I mean the video card, it still won't fix the TFT. This is a TFT screen. It's not something that a video card could fix. It's just the screen is made to only view in 3 angles, not the 4th angle. So so those of you who want to do vertical, it's nice to do vertical screen. Everything is full screen. In the future, I wanted to cut the bottom off and able to flip it back and forward. Okay, my joystick turned out it was correct. Up was up, down was down. It's just that I need to reconfigure the joystick. So after I reconfigure the joystick button, because it was configured with the Xbox and it had more than 4 buttons, so maybe that's what made something creating the issue. Alright, so let's go ahead and go into A. Let's try this game again because originally I tried, it wasn't doing correctly. And then we're going to test the off button. I also arranged this the button now so the button is not tight. So I screwed it on so I won't move it or do anything with it. Alright, so let's press credit, 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 5 credit, star. Alright, press A button. Alright, my left is left. And now my B button is now like freeze up on it. So it's working. And let's turn on the volume. Why is my volume control not working now? Let's turn it all the way up. Now my sound is mute. That's messed up. Alright, let's turn it off. Well, let's get out of the game. Press B. And let's turn off. See, mine now is off. But I go this way, it will turn it off. So it's opposite. It's opposite than the button itself. Maybe if, when I redo the label, maybe I could do something with that. I did print out I try to figure out the correct size. Once I figure it out, I will put it on a. So I have this already made, and I think this is a pretty good right side. So I just need to, you know, once I put it on the plexiglass, I could cut the hole. And then the speaker, I probably just, yeah, probably just drill a hole is fine. And then here's my left and right button. So that's my new, but I'm gonna put it on a more glossier sticker thing. And then put one here, put one at the bottom of the bottom here. And then put a new layout. And then maybe I relabel this. Because now if I turn it, now it say on, but I've turned off, it will come on. So it's kind of the opposite. Now I don't know why the sound just went off because I have 2 speakers plugged in. Yeah, it's coming. It is on. Yeah, I have a speaker plug-in. So oh, one thing about this thing is it's a 2-button press. If you turn it off and you don't shut the computer off, I mean shut the arcade off, it wants you to do it again. It's like a double push, then it will come on. But I think it's gonna shut down. I think you gotta do it twice, like so, then it will stay on. Because if I leave it on this side, it will still go to sleep mode, it will shut down. So when you go on, you go off again. You gotta do it twice. If you don't power it off. If you power it off, you don't even have to do it once to turn it on and once to turn it off. But if you use this to turn it off and you didn't press the button in the back to unplug the power, then you have to go 1, 2, and then it will come up. See, now it's coming up now. It's coming up the. Okay, so see my on button is off. Okay, so if I turn it off, it will do a safe shutdown. Okay. Now, if I unplug, if I turn the power completely off, all right, then I turn the power on, but I have to turn this on, correct? If not, it's gonna go to black screen. So you need to turn it on. Then it will stay on. It's kind of weird, but it does work. I mean, it's weird, but it does work. I don't know why this sticker thing is coming off on the side. Now I'm just wondering why the sound just suddenly disappeared on me. Let's check the Raspberry Pi. Press start and select, see what happened. Did I accidentally turn it off? Okay, so let's press start and select. Go to sound, press A. Yeah, sound is turned off. That's the reason the sound is not working. So let me turn it back on. Okay, get out. Let's restart the emulator. I think you're supposed to start the whole system when you do this value control. Yeah, you have to do the whole It's running the video now. Alright, that's pretty much it. I plugged both speakers for the value 1 and value 2. So not sure if that created that problem because now you have two speakers that's plugged in. I wonder that could have caused the problem, not knowing which one is which.